These workshops are here so that we can practice the art of conviviality through this celebration called the Fandango.
This is John Kurtzer on KEXP in the best ambiance, and I'd like to welcome all the way from Veracruz, Mexico, Son de Madera. Welcome to Seattle.
Hey. On jarana and voice, an amazing voice, we have Andrés Tereso Vega from the Vega family from Boca de San Miguel, municipio de Tlacotalpan, Veracruz. On the tarima, we have RUBI OSEGUERA Rueda, who is from Coatzacoalcos?
Minatitlán, Veracruz.
Minatitlán, Veracruz, I'm sorry.
You should explain what tarima is.
Tarima is the stomp box in this tradition. And it is dancing, but it's also foot percussion, and it's part of the percussive nature of this music is driven by that. And the celebration of the Fandango, where this music is born, is all surrounding a big tarima. And on Leona, today we have Juan Perez, who's usually playing an upright bass. We'll segue to the next musician, who is Ramon Gutierrez Hernandez, playing the requinto and the quinto zapotero, 2 instruments, and he is a luthier. He makes a lot of these instruments as well. And he's from Tres Zapotes, Veracruz.
Starting in the spring, into the summer and the beginning of fall quarter, we started doing a series of workshops on the Fandango practice, on the actual fiesta and the practice of Fandango in various sites. One of them was the University of Washington. The other was at YOUNGSTOWN Cultural Arts Center, El Centro de la RAZA in Beacon Hill. And so that's, I think, the most special part about Fandango is not so much learning like the skills that you need to participate in this fiesta, but more than anything is sort of like the what you find in the process, and that is you find yourself, you find your community, the de-individualization of the person by interacting as a community in the music making process. And so in that sense, it's like, it's empowering. It's empowering as individuals, but it's also empowering as individuals and in the ways that they pertain to a community. So the son jarocho has 3 roots, right? The son jarocho is the music that is born out of the Fandango celebration, right? And so the son jarocho's roots are African, indigenous, and Spanish. So, you know, it's almost like this idea that all these worlds are coming together, and it depends on what lens you're listening or which ears are listening to it that they respond, you know.
From this mix comes this 400-year-old tradition that uses guitars, various sizes and I guess shapes. They use these foot stomping, which is called zapateado, and they use something, well, it's like sung poetry, right? There's a specific verse form that they use. Marta and myself have been giving workshops at UW and Youngstown, and part of the reason why we have the MCs here is to sort of demonstrate the correlation between this music and the world, really. And you know, hip hop is all over the world.
Yes.
And there's people who have this urban experience all over the world. So how does this music that comes from a rural setting relate to the city? You know, and so that's what we're doing here. That's what we're experimenting with here.
El color de mi madre is a little bit lighter than mi padre. So it's like I'm stuck in the middle, playing my culture as a fiddle, and my skin is a riddle to solve. So hard to resolve. Why, when I'm home, I feel like a stranger. And when I try to go to this place, it's supposed to be home, I still feel like a stranger. So what am I supposed to do? We gotta unite, it's right. We gotta take flight, we gotta unite, it's right. We gotta take flight.
Hip hop, we gotta unite. Hip hop, we gotta unite. Hip hop, we gotta unite. We gotta unite. We gotta unite.
Things that the Seattle Fandango Project offers to the university and to students and faculty here is the opportunity to engage with people performatively. And you know, sometimes I think we're thinking of this as a way to engage the community performatively, and there certainly have been, that's a big part of it. You know, when I go down to Youngstown Community Arts Center, Cultural Arts Center, and I meet people and play music with them, it creates an instant sense of companionship and trust and relatedness before they even know I'm a professor, maybe. And then somebody tells this, you know, 17-year-old kid I'm a professor, and they think, oh wow, I didn't imagine that I would have that kind of a relationship with a professor, but we already have it, right? And so it's a great foundation for the other kinds of work that we can do with people.
A mí se me hace muy interesante cómo se transporta de un espacio 100% tradicional, que puede ser el fandango, la fiesta, a un espacio urbano, ¿no? Y que toma sus propias características, pero sigue manteniendo ese sentido de convivencia, de aprendizaje y de compartir, ¿no? Entonces nos sigue uniendo la tarima como punto principal, y puede llegar todo el mundo de diferentes razas, de diferentes comunidades y localidades a integrarse a una fiesta, a integrarse a un espacio de convivencia con las propias reglas del lugar donde están, ¿no?
So she said that one of the things that's interesting to her is how they're not teaching the way they learned when they were growing up. They're using some elements of the traditional fandango as they experienced it in Veracruz as tools to recreate the fandango and to engender convivencia. And it's really interesting to her to find out how this works and how it changes and how it adapts to other places outside of the traditional fandango setting and the communities from which it came, but now they're in urban communities in the US, people from very different backgrounds and races, and so this process of learning how to build communities through some of the tools and methods of the fandango is a learning experience for them too.
Pero in general, the idea is that through these activities, through our culture, through the things that we share, through our music, we make our community stronger, right?
And that's the beautiful thing is that, or the beautiful thing about the fandango is that this is an event that spans across generations. The space is created for that, is so that entire families can come and engage one another and other people on this level, on this musical level, on this community level, without feeling like this is not their space.